Hi guys! So today, as you can tell again by the title, we're doing a Brookelle inspired makeup. The last one I did from her was a Valentine's one with a red lip. That was a couple years ago. So I found this photo and I just really loved like the burnish rose gold that is on her eyes and like the structure and the shaping that So to start with, I did do my base already. I will list on Instagram everything that I use for products. The two that I will just quickly mention now that I think make a huge difference in my complexion is the Dior Backstage. I have it in 2N. That's what I'm wearing today. That is my summer color. In the winter, I will go down to a 1.5 neutral. But for the summer, 2.N. And then I have right now light medium 29 neutral. And I've been trying out these Tarte Shape Tape Blurs. They're the new sticks. I really like how they perform. They're great at concealing redness. So those are like kind of my concealing and foundation products. For my primer and powder and things, I'll have them on Instagram. So let's jump right into starting with the eyes. Take Creme de la Creme from the Morphe Gold Seeker palette, and we're just gonna do this right across the lid. This is gonna set down a bit of that primer, really make it smooth so that we can trace out our angle in the deeper brown liner. So in her photo, she's got two shades of brown if you look closely. There's this very light shade of brown, almost like an orangey brown, that I am putting down first. And then the thicker liner is gonna come around this shade. The darker espresso brown is actually gonna be laid on top of this. And then you're gonna also take that liner and run it as your eyeliner closest to the lash line. So you're gonna have a cutout of your brown liner connecting at the outer corners, and it's just gonna hug itself right above your crease so that when your eyes are open you can still see that distinct line. And now we're gonna do the other side and try our best to get it to match. Okay. Now in that same palette there's a shade called Dark Money, which is the darkest like espresso brown. And I'm just gonna take that and we're gonna follow the same lineup that we have, because I just wanna deepen this a little bit. So I think once we have the rose gold, this shade might disappear. Better. Gives it more of that espresso brown, and it really takes it into like a graphic editorial eye. So don't be afraid to get deeper colors in these looks instead of just keeping them very soft and normal light colors. You really want that contrast to come in. And the brush that I'm using for this is the Bobbi Brown Ultra Fine Eyeliner Brush. Something that's very small, very tapered at the end, so you can really get into small areas and keep it like a little bit of a small to medium sized line. Now let's do it to this side. For that really fun, shimmery, glittery, like rose gold color, I'm gonna play with this Pat McGrath palette, and the shade that I'm using is called Stardust Peony, and this is from their Luminous Legends Mega Eyeshadow Palette. Ooh, that is pretty. Okay. Like to get right into that like little winged area, I think I will have to use a brush for that because I do not trust my fingertips here to reach that area fine. I might be a little cheeky here, and I think I'm gonna mix two colors because this is coming in like almost like very pink, a little bit orangey. I think I might mix two palettes from this, or mix two colors from this palette just to get a little bit more of like a deeper tone. Yeah, we're gonna do that, but I am gonna get in with a small brush first and like lay this down as my base. So while I went off and did the other side, I also came back in with a pointed brush and just softened those brown lines just a little bit. They were looking quite harsh and stark against this lighter type of like glitter that's on the inside of the lid. So I just wanted to soften the lines a little bit, have them a bit more shaded and blended. And I think that's gonna come down to just, again, personal preference and like what you like. But what I was seeing there, I'm like, I wanna soften this. Just smoke those lines out just a little bit. Oh yeah. So that's gonna bring it down into more of like an antique burnish, like rose gold. And the other one was just a little too pink. Yeah. So again, I'm gonna take my small brush and the small areas that you can't get into with your fingers, we'll just go in with a brush, press it in. Now in all the photos, Brookelle was looking down, so I'm gonna take my own like natural preference here. I don't know if she had anything on the lower part of the eye, but I'm gonna take a little bit of the brown from the Morphe palette and just run it along the lower line. I just think that shapes the eye a little bit more, ties it together. I'm just going in with a little bit of NARS Laguna bronzer. We're just gonna deepen up the outer perimeter of the face. So I look quite insane right now because I have a little bit of a nose contour happening, but I'm gonna blend this out just to slim the nose a little bit, make it a little bit closer to Brookelle's. And then in the photo, it didn't look like she had much highlight on anywhere. So I'm just gonna add very little of the Flawless filter from Charlotte Tilbury. The only place that I really picked up highlight in our photo was on the nose. And then I also keyed it underneath her brow. I don't know if she used eyeshadow or if she used like an illuminator, but we're gonna blend this out very lightly. I'm just actually gonna use a bit of an eyeshadow brush. Keeping it very flat to the skin. I better do these brow ones before it like sets a little bit. When you highlight the brow like this too, when you are doing cutout creases, it will help to really intensify the shape of that crease and kind of clean it up a little bit. Just make it look more apparent. And I'm just gonna tap, really keeping it close to the skin, pressing it in a very small area. And then same for the nose. Okay, so it's not overly glowy, it's not over the top highlighter, it's still a little bit more subtle based on, I think she was trying to bring more attention to the eyes and also her lip as well. Brookelle likes to add faux freckles to her looks, and she really focused a couple right around the nose. You're just gonna tap with your finger. Careful not to move the placement too much. And then in the photo, she had a freckle like right up on the cheek that she intensified. It could be a natural one, and then I feel like she's put something over it. Oh no. Well, mine looks like I just like ate some chocolate sauce or something, but interesting. Blend that out a little bit. Okay, wait. We're gonna damage control that one. Hold on. Uno momento. Okay, good. We're just gonna act like that one never existed, and we're gonna go again. Usually, like, I have a natural one. Should I just do my own natural one? I don't know. Maybe I will, because I feel like me adding one there just looked off. But like, I have a natural one like right here. Ah, see, that's Tyla. That is more me. That is where my natural freckle is. I think that's what she was trying to do, was just enhance one of her natural ones. So I'm just gonna leave that there, like a little beauty mark. Okay, I'm gonna stop playing with that now. So for blush, I'm gonna apply it a little bit higher up on my cheek. I'm using the new Christian Dior sticks. They're pH balancing, and this is in the shade Rosewood. I have Rosewood in the powder, and I absolutely love it. So when I saw it came out in a pH balancing cream stick, I had to try that too. So I'm just gonna tap it in with my finger. I'm keeping my placement quite high. Similar to hers, it was kind of high on the cheek, but it wasn't super intense. Like, it wasn't a color that was like a bright coral. It wasn't a really like hot, warm pink. And it wasn't a cool tone pink either. It was like somewhere in the middle. So I was like, let's give Rosewood a try, see what that would look like. The lighting makes it look, always my blush in my viewfinder on the camera settings, it looks so much darker than what it is, but you'll see a better photo when I do my Instagram ones. I'm gonna go really high up on the cheek and blend it into the temples. What I find really cool too with pH balancing lips and blushes is that everybody's gonna get their custom shade. It's really easy for it to melt into your skin and just create your custom flush in that shade range, if that makes sense. So like I have the cherry one, which looks like it's like a hot, vibrant, reddy coral. But once it's on your skin, it's not gonna stay like this bright corally red that's like really intense. It's gonna melt in and just give you the undertones of like a reddy coral blush. But it really works. Like I can see why on runway shows with Dior they use the backstage line, because every single model has a different complexion, undertone, but if you're getting the same shade category, their skin's gonna create their custom glow, so it's never gonna look off-putting on each and every model that you put it on. So it gives a little bit of a glow. I think I'm gonna leave it there. I don't wanna overdo the blush. And for my lip liners today, I have the Makeup Forever Artist Pencil and Wherever Walnut or MAC's Whirl. And I feel like both would be really pretty and like similar to what Brookelle was using as her lip liner. I feel like looking at it now though on my hands, I think I'm gonna go with, no, I know I'm gonna go with Wherever Walnut for today's look. I feel like Whirl is still just a little bit deep, at least it looks deeper on my skin tone. So we're gonna go with Wherever Walnut. When have I not been using Makeup Forever liner lately? In videos, in life, like I feel like Makeup Forever lip liners, they just got a hold on me and I choose them every time, and maybe I should branch out of that, but I've gotten hooked on like certain colors and like how they look. So sorry if you've seen previous videos, I've probably used Wherever Walnut multiple times, but it just looks good, so I'm sticking to it. It just creates a really nice outline. For the gloss, I'm gonna do Fenty Glow in the Fenty Beauty lip creams. Look at that shine, look how beautiful. And they smell so good too. I don't know what flavor or like scent she puts in her lip glosses, but I could smell them all day. Like if someone sits beside me, they don't smell good, pull this out of your purse and just sniff at it. Okay, but yeah, super glossy, super high shine, but it just ties that lip together a little bit more. Final step, I have the Huda Beauty Easy Bake setting spray. I've been using this one. I'm about halfway through the bottle. I don't mind it. I find like it does have niacinamide in it, and you do really have to shake it. If not, it has like almost like a white powder that it sets, probably the powder that it's setting your makeup. I don't mind it, but I still feel like I love myself the Huda, or not the Huda Beauty. I really like the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. I even like the Milk one for the setting spray. So I have other top setting sprays that I think I'll probably repurchase or go back to, but I did get this one through work, so I wanted to try it. And then, yeah, so it has rice starch, niacinamide, hyaluronic. It's alcohol-free and fragrance-free, which I can appreciate that. I definitely don't want alcohol in it to dry my skin, and fragrance, my skin can get really reactive. It's a love-and-hate relationship with fragrance in my makeup. So for that, I really do like it, but the rice starch I feel like is what is actually like mattifying the skin. Niacinamide's there to control the oils and brighten, and then the hyaluronic keeps it so it's looking hydrated. So that's the rundown on that one. I really haven't found anything wrong with it where my makeup was like pilling or not staying. So yeah, so far like really good reviews on this one. I haven't had any issues with it. Everything's staying in place. So we're gonna mist this to set it into place so I can wear it for today, and that will bring us like close to the end of this tutorial. Alright, so that brings us to the end of this Brookelle inspired makeup tutorial. I really had fun creating this one today and kind of seeing where different shadows were going to take me for the finish. So I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you got some inspiration for something fun to do on like a night out this summer. And I have some other makeup looks that I am planning out for the summer months, so hopefully I'm going to get onto those. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you saw a couple new products that are new to my collection or ones that I don't typically pull out for YouTube videos. Got to see some of the new launches from Dior. So that's the fun part I have with these videos, is actually just going to my collection and mixing things together and seeing what works, what doesn't, what I can add more on, and just kind of take the creative process as I go. But having the photo of Brookelle as like the inspiration of like the colors and the structure of the eye, and adding like the little freckles that she has, like things that are in my kit that sometimes I forget I have or I don't pull them out, like the freck thing. I don't put freckles on that often, so having fun with it and using these products is where I get joy for making these videos. But yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed it, and I do have some makeup inspirations that I want to film for this summer, so I just hope that I can get the time off and the availability to be able to film these and edit them. But I hope for sure, I feel like I'm going to be doing some more wedding ones. I want to get into like a holiday tropic vacation wedding and possibly another world series. So we'll see how the summer takes us, but thank you so much for tuning in. If you could hit a like and subscribe, it does help me on this channel as well. And I will see you in my next one. And don't forget, on Instagram, I'll have it linked below. You can find the full product list of what I've used if you need to reference back something that you saw today that you'd be curious to pick up for yourself at Sephora. So we'll see you again. Bye guys.